Alright, hey everyone, so there's a new ban list out now for Masterduel, and I kind of had high hopes for this one because the OCG dropped a ban list and TCG not too long ago made big changes, I believe, and things have been kind of interesting in the Yu-Gi-Oh space these days, so I'm just hoping Masterduel could follow and do some big bans. I kind of checked out other people's opinions and I already got the gist of the ban list, but I wanted to give my own opinion as more of a casual player on Masterduel. I don't really use the best decks or anything, I just try to play what decks I feel are fun and just climbing the ladder for fun, not really trying to go to Masters or anything most of the time. In fact, I don't even touch Masters. It's just more boring for me. I usually just get to as Diamond 1 for the most and just chill out until the resets for the season and go back to Platinum and climb again. I mean, my favorite deck is Alter, guys. I play like decks like Umi these days and stuff like that. Just want to have some fun. Either way, this is just my thoughts on what the current ban list that they're bringing out and just my thoughts on the cards. Again, I only play this casually, so this is just my honest opinion. I'm not going to go in depth. I haven't done deep research or anything. It's just me and what I experience on climbing the ladder and the games I play with the decks I use. So let's start with the limited. I'm using Masterduel Meta because it's the easiest for me. And the interface is lovely. As opposed to Masterduel, it just shows a bunch of words. That's kind of boring to look at. So the first one is Colossus. Colossus is back. Well, it has been back, but it's at free, and I guess Thunder Dragon players are going to be happy. I don't like Colossus, but I mean, more power to your deck, guys. Enjoy the Colossus. I'm going to cry every time I see this on the field. I'm going to cry if I see more than one on the field. I already cry seeing one, but with the decks I play, my decks don't search as hard as the meta decks. So this guy stopping me from searching is, oh my gosh, he hurts my head. He literally puts the meaning of drawing the out into the game. And if you can't out him with a weaker deck, it becomes a slog. But you know, I don't hate it. Maybe I do a little, but he's there. Gotta live with it. Next is Water Enchantress. She's okay. I mean, Adventure isn't doing too much. I don't see it too often. I mean, I don't even see DPE too often, honestly, but you know, putting it to free doesn't really change much. I don't have much to say on it. Same as Change of Heart, another going second card. There are a lot of interesting decks that use Change of Heart and Snatch Steal and just all about stealing your cards. I think they use the Gradles, that's what the names are, and it's just a silly deck I've seen while climbing the ladder. It messed me up one time, honestly. These decks are scary. That's the most I've seen for them. Okay, that's the most I've seen for them. Eradicator to free. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I mean, I think Labyrinth was the last deck I've seen with this card, and I don't see a lot of Layer of Darkness decks. That's the only other deck I could think of. I do want to try a Layer of Darkness deck one day. One day I want to try that deck. It looks so much fun. But this to free might be annoying if the lot of trap mill decks that's going around with transaction rollback, especially if you run a back row heavy deck like I've been using with Alter, guys. But I'm not sure if it'll make that much of a difference. It's a powerful card, very scary, but apart from Labyrinth, not many decks really use it that much. So I'm curious to see if things will change. I'm not sure they will. Ooh, Chaos Space. Oh, Chaos Space, Chaos Space. Who used this deck again? Let me deck. Who used this card? Is it Dragon Link? Dragon Link. Dragon Link. Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, Dragon Link players are eating nice again. Okay, so yeah, dragons are back. I don't think they're at full power yet. I can't remember. I think they're still missing one card or something along those lines. Please let me know down below. Like I said, I haven't done any research or anything like that. I'm just going off of memory and my experience playing the Masterduel since it's come out. Alright, so semi-limited, going to Fire King. Ooh, hi Avatar Kirin. I always forget this card exists when I'm facing Fire King decks. Don't ask me why. I always try to negate something on the field and this thing pops up in their hand and just completely removes whatever is on the field, and I go like, oh, I should have remembered this card. But at 2, I guess it's fine. I guess it's a slap on the wrist. I mean, does this affect the deck much? I believe when it comes to the fire decks, I think it's Snake Eyes alone I don't like. Again, if Fire King is on its own, I think I'll have a lot of fun facing Fire King on their own. It's a very fun deck to face. It's only when I see Snake Eyes pop up adding to the engine, it hurts my soul because Snake Eyes just doesn't stop. But it's fine. I don't have anything against Fire Kings, and I guess it brings down the power level slightly. Does it to 2? Does 2 do anything? Their cards are very switchable. We'll see. Gold Sock. This is for Thunder Dragons, right? I think so. I think that, yeah, they can banish the card straight from the deck. Branded, I think, does it as well. I think this is a slight buff to Branded. I'm not sure what other decks. I don't know if there's a deck coming out soon that can use this, so someone let me know. But I think it's only Branded and Thunder Dragons that really see a lot of potential with it. That really use it to extend their plays, or to even start their plays. But I guess it will be interesting. What's the new deck coming out? I've seen the leaks for, what are those dragons called? Tenpai Dragons. I think that's a deck I'm not really looking forward to. Because it's basically an OTK deck, right? I mean, these OTK decks kind of, I don't know, they rub me the wrong way sometimes. I mean, Ancient Gears, that's all they do. They just play one turn and hope they win. But we'll see. I don't hate them or anything like that. But anyway, moving on. Phantom of Yugioh. Now this is a card I do not like. On paper, I should like it. I really should on paper. But the problem with this is that the OCG has the right idea putting it at 1. Honestly, I really think this card should be at 1. I think a lot of people have that same opinion, but for me, especially with the decks I play, getting around multiple of them, they just keep coming out. The fact that they don't fusion summon properly, and they don't even need anything on the field, they fuse from hand, graveyard, wherever, they don't care. It just drops itself on the field. It's not even a proper negate, it switches the effect of whatever monster you're trying to use, so it just adds advantage to the deck by destroying something from the deck as well. It's just such a good card, and it's not a... The effect is once per turn, but the summoning condition is not once per turn, which really should have been once per turn for something that's so easy to bring out. I mean, the only other card I can think of that has an effect changer like that is the... what is it? The Dark World Fusion guy? But he brings himself out normally with a normal fusion summon. And even then, Yugioh is not the easiest deck to get around once Nightmare Pain is on the field. So just this card having 0 attack and protect in the field, it's a lot. I don't having it at 2 is a little bit of a slap. That doesn't really do much in my eyes. But 3 is definitely too much. I really think the sweet spot for this card is 1. I don't think Yugioh itself needs hits. I think this card alone needs to be at 1, and Yugioh can just be this powerful deck that does what it does, but with this card it becomes oppressive because it's that easy to bring out. Oh, and then, okay, continuing the Yugioh hits, it's all, let's go, Dark Beckoning and Spirit Gates. This card is deceptively powerful. I wasn't sure at first what this card did until I just kept playing Yugioh deck after Yugioh deck, and I just realized this card can recycle Nightmare Pain, and I'm just like, wait, why? Why can it do that? But, you know, this is all slap on the wrist. This thing switches this, extra normal summon to bring out the Fiend, the Fusion, I mean, what is it? To bring out the Fiend monsters, so they can link off into Soul of Yama to start those plays. But I don't know, this is just slap on the wrist for Yugioh. Yugioh doesn't, it honestly doesn't need that many hits in my eyes. It's a powerful deck, honestly, it's powerful, it's tough to deal with. But this just seems to be at 1. I feel like if this goes to 1, it changes so much for the deck. Don't ban it or anything, like, I don't want them to ban it, but this one seems to be the sweet spot in my eyes for this deck. Poplar, it's about time. Get this out of here. I'm tired of Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes has got me bored for the longest while. It's just one card combo, one card starters, one card. Why does it have so many effects? Every effect is beneficial. 1 to 2 effects is fine on a monster, but this thing can do everything. You search it, it special summons itself. It special summons, it calls a card. It goes to the grave, it puts a card back in the spell and trap zone so it can be called back later. It does so much. This little guy does so much. And I know I hate Snake Eye Ashmore, but you know, it's about time. It's time to rein in these Snake Eye cards, honestly. Hey Fossil Dino, what's up, buddy? What's up? Yes, I know people are hating on stun. These days I don't hate stun these days. Stun is fine. I've gotten so desensitized to how the game is and the unbreakable boards that stun doing its thing, it's there, it's simple. It's the same draw the out. Fossil Diner, I don't hate a Fossil Diner. He's small. Unless they have Moon Mirror Shield, you can attack over this. You can defend against it too. I mean, it's not that bad. But putting it to 1, you know, the stun players will find a way. They will find a way. I think pure stun is kind of meh to me these days. What I think should have been hit is the card I hate more, is that Vanity card. The one that just stops monster effects. I mean, it's not even skill drain. Skill drain stops effects on the field. But when it starts affecting everywhere, the Vanity card, I'll put it on screen if I can. It stops all effects, all monster effects, and the thing has 2,400 attack. And I'm like, why? What is the purpose of this card? It just changes how the game works. Yes, there are cards that stop special summons like this one. There are the other Vanity cards that stop special summons, but this card in particular, which I think really should be banned. I don't think stun players should have that card. Is the card that stops monster effects outright. No, I think stunning people is fine, but there should be an out to them. There should be some downsides. I mean, that's the downside to Yu-Gi-Oh! These days, is that cards are being made with no drawbacks. There should be drawbacks to these powerful effects. If you want to have a powerful effect, there must be an equivalent exchange to these powerful effects. Have a decent drawback to them. Like these cards, like Fossil Diner, the drawback is that it's a weak monster. You have to protect it somehow. Honestly, that's a decent drawback, but you know, it's a decent drawback to just have these weak monsters with powerful effects so that you can attack over them. The problem is you have Moon Mirror Shield that stops you from attacking over them, but honestly, it's just one of those things you have to learn to deal with. Maybe your deck can deal with it or not, but it's not as bad or as oppressive as some of the strong decks that put up full boards that can disrupt you for days on end, recover all the cards through disruption and all this thing. Nah. Okay, forbidden cards. This one, I'm not sure how to feel about this one. Element is weird to me. I mean, they hit it so much that I kind of feel a little sorry for it. It's still powerful. It shows how powerful the cards are that they still see in play. They're still one of the top decks. I don't know. I guess it's fine. Just rein it in just a slightly. But does Tier really need another hit? It's interesting. I don't hate facing Tier elements. They're tough when they get their full board, oh my gosh, but at the same time, it's a bit of a gamble for them to get their full board. Like, this is a gamble deck on steroids, Tier elements. It's just, do they mill what they need or do they not? If you can stop them from milling, you're kind of good to go half the time. But they can power through. That's what makes them one of the top decks. That's what I'm feeling, but I'm whatever. I am whatever on this. A part of me wishes it wasn't. Maybe half it at 1, leave it at 1, but I guess we'll see how it works out. I'll see how Element plays. Again, not like I use meta decks myself. I use weaker decks, so it's always an uphill battle trying to break their boards. But I'll see. It's interesting. Oh, Ibli. Ibli. The sins you have committed these days. I mean, you're always a troublesome card. I have 3 of you, which I've never used, sadly. I have never used it. I have wanted to use Ibli for the longest while, but I haven't used her. And I have 3 of them just sitting there. Now I can't use her. But I'm not sorry to see it go. There have been people using it in Yugioh. I'm just like, why? Why? Your deck is... It's the same thing I have with Branded. Why are these locks being put into your deck? You don't need these locks. Your deck is the #1 deck. You don't need this extra lock. You have a bunch of ways to get through your opponents. You have a bunch of ways to stop your opponents. Yugioh decks don't even need big monsters. They just crash into you like Mikanko cards. There's literally no purpose except to just laugh in your opponent's face and say, ha ha, you can't play anymore. It's unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. And sorry, Ibli, but I guess it's just time for you to go. Hey, okay, so Xiaojin. I don't think this should be banned. Maybe semi-limits, but not banned. What should be banned is Sanctifier. I hate that dragon. That dragon is what should be banned. I don't know why nobody's banning that card. Branded players do not need the card. The card is unnecessary in the long run of things. It's just an actual win more card because all it does, what is even the purpose of the card? Someone needs to, a branded player, maybe a branded player, show me the actual use of Sanctifier. Like, what is it supposed to do outside of these people using them to lock people out of the game by summoning these monsters to the field? Someone needs to tell me the proper use of Sanctifier because branded players can play without it. They don't need it. What extra thing does it do apart from maybe Graveyard Disruption? And it also has the annoying effect where it can't be targeted. I mean, why? But then now Xiaojin is paying for its sins. The only decks that used it properly was Stun. But now every other... What is it? Voiceless and Branded are sliding this card in, using Sanctifier to just put this card on the field. Why? That's unnecessary. Your decks are already that good. You don't need to tell your opponent to stop playing the game. Where's the fun? If you want to tell your opponent to stop playing the game, then play a stun deck. Play a control deck. You're already playing a combo heavy deck that can already destroy a field. You don't need to add this. And that's it. Oh gosh. Oh, somebody, where is Sanctifier? I'm really waiting for the day. Oops. I'm really waiting for the day they put Sanctifier on one of these lists. But overall, I don't know. It's not an awful list. It's not a great list. Like this slap on the wrist to Yugioh. Just put this to 1. I just need this to be gone to 1 and that's about it. If the deck would be fine. I've never used the deck, but someone, y'all can tell me if I'm talking a lot of nonsense. Again, I'm a casual guy. I play these games for fun. Again, check out the channel. I have a lot of playthroughs. I'm curious to see what stun players will do. I don't hate pure stun. I hate horror stun. I mean, but that's just my bias for horror cards. I don't like the horror cards and what they do in general. Like these guys come out too easily. It's just the way the game is going. Things are coming out with less limitations. Like cards need more limitations, man. Cards need a bit more limitations. And maybe do something about Maxi. Someday we will do something about Maxi. I'm waiting for these new Maxi alternatives to come out and see what happens. But for now, goodbye Poplar. Goodbye Poplar. Almost goodbye to you. Welcome back, Thunder Dragons? ? Anyway, that's it for me. I wanted to put this out because I haven't had time to edit my other videos. I probably have less time because I'm just busy right now. Hopefully I'll get some stuff up. Anyway, check out my playthroughs, guys. I play games casually, I enjoy myself. If you want to check out some of the playthroughs I have, playing some nice fairy tale game right now, you could check that out. Playing Hi-Fi Rush. You know, just sit back, have it on in the background. Shoot me a comment every now and then, say hello. And I'll see you all next time. If you want me to do more Banlist stuff, that'd be nice. I do like giving my own opinion as opposed to watching all the other bigger YouTubers give their opinion, and you know, maybe I give casual people a voice because, again, you know, not everything has to be full on best deck. beat the meta, all this kind of thing. There are other things. The game is fun. Yu-Gi-Oh is fun, despite what's been happening in the card design these days. Anyway, I'm done rambling. I'll catch you all later. Bye for now. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take him out. I missed number 6, but it's fine. I got it. Whew.